Hey everybody, welcome back to Bear's Workshop. It is Saturday and we are here for the 127th flyover of the Lucid factory in Casa Grande, Arizona. And we got some things to show you, but we did have a bit of a limited flight. Oh, check out that beard hair coming off there. Ooh, man, that's a growler there. All right, well, um, anyway, we had a limited flight. There was quite windy today, and you'll see the flags are straight out, um, so you guys will be able to see. It wasn't that much dust, but we had some serious dust storms the last couple of nights, and they were bad. Didn't see any damage. We did see some equipment in the back that might have been blown over or might have been delivered that way. Hard to tell. We'll see it in the video. I kind of think that it was delivered that way, though it looks like it fell over with the storms that we had. So, uh, before we get started, we're going to give everyone a couple minutes to get on. It's a weekend, so I'm not expecting as many people to jump on, but I'm sure that we will have a crowd. So, just to recap, stock for yesterday, Nikola opened up at 1547, got down as low as 14.99, got into the 14s, and got up to 15.63, but ended up closing at 15.16, which was down 22 cents for the day. So not a great day, but it was not a great day for the entire market. So it was not just Lucid. Nikola was the same way. They had a similar chart. Down, opened up down, went up, came back down. You can see Tesla also very similar. So, and then Polestar just flat. Polestar took a real big nosedive this week. Not good, but not for any really good reasons. They missed a couple of numbers, but there's only two analysts on Polestar, so it really wasn't that fair because they're not being watched by as many analysts as other people, and the number was barely a miss. Let's see, Mr. G from the UK. He's been paying particular interest in the amount of employee cars. More employees equals more production. Your last video showed the most cars I've seen in the employee car park. Yeah, those numbers have been going up, and uh, right now, flying on Saturday, probably I think we're not going to see as many. So, uh, what they're doing on the weekends is unknown to me, whether they have a full shift running or not. Um, but I expect to see less cars out there on the weekends. Olivia asks, how do you feel about Lucid hiring Apple executives for ADAs and software? I don't care who they hire as long as it's people that can do the job. Um, I don't think it's anything as far as the Apple Lucid partnership or mergers or anything like that or buyouts. I don't think there's anything to that if they're just hiring some people. So Alan says car hauler is moving out. Hopefully, yes, we will see here very, very shortly. Um, Dave says I'm doing a great job. Thank you, Dave. And Atrac just bought 61 shares. Hope he won't regret it, or she. Let's go ahead and get over to the video. It is a short one, like I said, just over 9 minutes. But let's take a look in a moment. So here we go. Yeah, it drove right past us, and you can see we've got a couple different wheels on here. We've got this. I don't have the names up in front of me. The Aereo whatever, and then that's the Aereo whatever 2. And we have 6 cars on here. And I like these rooms better than the other ones. But we've got 6 cars, which is interesting because these car haulers can hold 8 or 9 cars. Um, and you got to wonder about the weight and how many they can actually haul because of the weight. And that might be why they're limited. I'm not sure what the weight is off the top of my head of these cars. If anybody remembers, go ahead and throw that up there. I think they're probably around 6,500 or 6,000, 6,500. Somebody throw that up there, because 6 cars right there is 30. If there's 6,000 pounds on 6 cars, that's 36,000 pounds, and that's going to be why they're limited, and they can't fit 8 or 9 cars up there. And Olivia says that's the GT Performance wheels. I don't know about that. All right, I'm going to take a look. Let's see. Yeah, as we can see, we're flying south. You can see some of the dust below us. That's the direction everything was blowing in. You see these flags over here. They are straight out. All right, let's see. I'm going to look those rims up. Those wheels on the first set, let me just check real quick. 158 will go right back to it. Those wheels are available on the Grand Touring. So those are definitely Grand Touring wheels, but not Grand Touring Performance. 3 regular Gs and 3 more expensive GTP. I'm not seeing seeing that only available on the Grand Touring Performance. I see that available on the Grand Touring. That's what I'm showing. Let me see what else we got here. It's the aerial blade wheel. Let's see. Oh, you guys are talking about how much stock all you guys got. Let's see. Let's see. People buying the dip. Lee Redmond says 15 is his zone. Let me see if I can find those other wheels. But yeah, you could see all that wind that was coming in here. Let's go back to that real quick. Just want to stop it right here. Not because I want to show you the flags, but here's that tunnel. And it looks like there's going to be 2 sections of this. That's what I'm hoping it will end up being. It should be. Cars go in one direction and they come back out on them. One's above and one's below, going in reverse direction, so that they can bring them in and have them come back. So it looks like that will continue to be built upon as it goes out. That's how I see it. So the flight was very short, and I apologize for that, but I am no longer able to control the wind. And you can see the employee parking lot. We've got about these sections right here filled up. Usually it's about halfway. This section is about halfway or more filled up. There were some construction guys out there, not a ton. This is a holiday weekend here in the U.S., for those of you that don't know, where we celebrate people who go into labor or are labor. Yeah, that. Let's see, Mr. G's got 3,300 shares at an average of $24. Jerry Baker's got 2,200 shares. Thomas has 300,000 shares at 23. It's a lot of shares. A lot of shares. Jerry says, I hope this fourth quarter is a big improvement in production numbers. Well, we are in the third quarter, so let's just hope that we see a bump in production numbers from the third quarter, because that's what I want to see first. Hopefully they're not waiting until the last minute. All right, here we go. All right, so most of these cars are new down here. These were not here on our last flyover on Wednesday. There were some here, don't get me wrong, but it was very sparse. And if you see over here, we have a car hauler that's already loaded up. This is not the same car hauler as the one that we saw. Now you can see the cars are really just piling up over here. They've got cars everywhere. If you look, there's cars over here. There's cars parked over here. This lot, not quite full yet. They've got some empty spots, but I think these spots were the cars that they moved down to here. We've got cars over here, parked along this roadway, and there's some on the other side of this building. So, yeah, we've got a lot going on here. A lot of cars out there, and a lot of cars look like they're ready to be shipped. So, I'm seeing a big improvement, unless, of course, I'm wrong, which is possible. Lee Redmond says that tunnel is weird looking. Be clearer to see soon, hopefully. Yeah, it is a little odd looking at it like that, but you got to remember, it's just like this tunnel right here. Not much difference. Wait a minute, wait a second. Here we go. Okay, so looks like it connects. I'm not sure how this is connecting. You can see the top right there connects to this. So I'm not sure if there's going to be another level or not. Maybe they come in, I don't know. We're just going to have to see how it all plays out. You can see the wind flapping the roofing material around there. I think one reason we're not seeing so much dirt being kicked up is because the rain we got last night kind of packs it in there. But we didn't fly around because we were getting wind warnings. And up top here, you can see this. This is where it looked like something fell over. I don't know if it fell over or if that's just how they laid it down. I would think if it fell over, it'd probably look a little bit damaged. But these look like mixers, like some sort of concrete mixers. Not sure if that's what they actually are. Anybody out there knows? Speak up. Forever hold your peace, please. Jerry's asking about the next earnings report. That probably won't be until November. That's my guess. See all the storage and the equipment and the supplies out there. Got the crane that they haven't removed yet. They use that for the air conditioning units. But the building's getting very large, very large. There's another look at the cars. There's the stamping building. You can see these beams up here. These are probably for some sort of rail crane, so that they can move a crane, like a gantry crane of some sort, up and down the stamping building to move out the dies that they have for the stamping machine. That's my guess. Remember, I'm not a professional. I'm a guesser. That's the SKD building all the way at the south end. Doesn't look like anyone's working over there. That area is going to be a parking lot for newly constructed cars, probably Gravities, at some point in the future. Yeah, Stevie, that's why we got the Zoom, because we can't fly over it, so we just got to sneak a peek in there. And that's actually 32 at that point. Olivia says, I almost had a heat stroke. Outside was so hot, I was sweating, wobbly, my eyes turned black. I went to the car, next thing, I was sleeping in the heat is even hotter in the night. Yes, it is pretty hot out here. It's been rather cool this summer. We've been lucky. All right, so you see the stamping building, quite large. We've got the height on that, and that building is going to come out to probably about here, go down to here. You can see over here there's another structure being put up. I think it's part of the stamping building. See if we get a better angle on that. Otherwise, I will move the video around so we could see how that's coming along. "4Q says the cars will travel out of the building and then drop down to the lower tunnel, and then into the paint shop. I doubt that they will go back." Okay. So all the general assembly is going to take place in the existing buildings? See, that leaves me curious. How does that speed up production if they're still in the same general assembly line? Jason just gave me permission to fly over. Thank you very much. I don't think that will be a problem. Go back to the beginning for you guys. All right. I don't know what the camera is off the top of my head, but you can look up Mavic Pro 3 or Mavic 3 with the zoom lens or with the zoom camera, and I think they all have the zoom camera, and just Mavic DJI Mavic 3, and you can look up what kind of camera is on there. Thomas says, "I feel we will fail to achieve 6,000 cars by end of year." Well, at the rate they're going, they would, but production has been increasing. It looks to have been increasing, and if it has actually been increasing, then they will be able to get these. They will be able to make the 6,000, but they have to keep increasing, and every day that goes by, the time that they have left obviously is shorter, so the average number of cars per day goes up every single day that they need to produce. So kind of a conundrum. They need to get to that point where they can actually get there and then surpass it. GTP thinks at this rate they'll hit at least 5,500. They need to hit 6,000. They adjusted their goals so much. If they didn't think that they were going to be able to do it, they needed to say it in the last earnings report, not just go, "Oh, well, we got 5,500. That's not going to do it. It's going to hurt them a lot. Thomas says that if we fail, then Peter is a clown. Must go to circus. Nice. Jason Pike says 2,000 plus produced for Q3, then 6K end of year is possible. Yeah, that's the thing. Getting to 2K this quarter, we've only got this month left, and even if they're picking up, we're talking 100 a day. Not seeing those. Well, not quite 100. Well, with not working full shifts, 24/7. It would have to be 100 a day, and I'm not seeing 100 cars come out of there a day. But we're also not staring there all day long. But from what we're seeing with the cars, in like the existing cars and not being moved, there's no way that there's 100 cars coming out a day. So 4Q says, "I only care that they keep on increasing production. The numbers game is silly." Yes, it is. But at the same time, they need to not make these predictions saying that they're going to produce this many cars and be wrong. They need to sandbag it. That's That's what they should have done. The only reason to come out and say you're going to make 20,000 cars is because you were trying to hype up the product. But if you want to be realistic about it, maybe they should have said, we're going to try and make 5,000 to 7,000 cars a year. And if we do really well at this, maybe we'll make more. But our goal is 5,000 to 7,000. You know, that's my best Peter voice. But we might have a shortage of those fastener things. Screws. They ran out of screws. No, they didn't. I'm just saying that. Just because they're vague on what the problems are. Let's see. I mean, if it's me, I'll announce lower numbers so I can hit it easily. Thomas, I agree with you. Obviously, I just said it. Lee says 5,000 end of year, at least delivered. Olivia says apparently lots of VINs came this week. It's possible. I haven't checked on mine. I wonder if I got one. I hope not. Not ready to buy this week, this month. Well, nope, I don't have a VIN number, but I also have a Pure, so it's probably going to be a while. Jason, how long are the Lucid visits? Well, today we were there for about 20 minutes. We were spending time waiting to see if the wind would settle down, but because we can't fly over and get detailed shots, it's just a perimeter view, and we end up being there about 45 minutes. Wicca wants to see Peter say tomato or tomato. But in our new battery car, we are going to put in a bunch of tomatoes. The tomatoes are going to give us more excellent range, and we find it to be very fascinating. This drone video is not live. This was taken earlier today. Lee still has not seen one in Boston area yet. I have actually not seen one on the road except for around the Lucid factory, and I don't count those. I have not seen any in the wild on my own. I have seen Rivians. I've actually seen probably like 4 or 5 Rivians now. I've seen several Hummers, so I can cross those off my list. I've seen one Lightning at a dealership. No, I saw 2 Lightnings. I saw one on the road, and I saw one at a dealership. So I've seen more Lightnings than Lucids. GDP thinks that we're going to hit 13. I hope not. I wonder if the Saudi government told Peter he can't answer certain questions. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody told him that he can't or shouldn't answer certain questions. So, just looking out at that, that's a big roof. Lots of space in that factory. 2.7 million square feet. Nicolas are everywhere on the road in Arizona. That's right. Nicolas, I have seen Nicolas on the road around here. And remember, I'm 50 miles from the factory. And I've seen, on the road, I've probably seen the Nicolas semis probably about 4 or 5 times. I saw one, and I mentioned this, I think in my last live stream for Nicola. I saw one around the corner from my house, about 2 miles from my house, a Nikola truck just coming down a random road with a Nikola trailer on it, doing testing. Did you see EV Adventures Lucid after the hailstorm? I have not seen that. That doesn't sound like it would be good. I imagine the roof was broken. The parking looked good Wednesday. It was 15 covered cars on your fly around on Wednesday, and there's obviously a whole lot more than 15 cars right there. Not only that, we can see 12 cars on the car hauler, plus what's over there on the right side of your screen. But I've seen no Lucid or Hummer. I've seen 3 Rivians in Los Angeles area, San Gabriel Valley, to be exact. Gilda says, you enjoy mocking Peter and Lucid. I think Tesla was in the same position that Lucid is now. 100% true. Tesla was. I'm not here to mock Lucid. I've done 125 videos flying over their factory. So you're kind of missing the point. And trust me, if there's things to mock about Tesla, I would mock them. And there are things. There are things that I absolutely hate about Tesla. But that's not what this video is about. GTP is worried about the water crisis in the West. That water crisis is limited. It's a state by state thing. There is no water crisis in Arizona. We spill water out on the ground. We leave our garden hoses running 24/7, and we don't have a water problem. Our founders of our state set up our water deals with the other states very, very well and did a really good job, and we do not have a water problem here. Sometimes our reservoirs go a little bit low, and they talk about it on the news, and they say there might be a problem coming up, but then we get a little bit of rain, and it solves the problem. There's a parking lot in Lynn, Massachusetts with 30 to 40 Rivian R1Ts in it. Still never seen a Lucid on the road. Let's see. Peter wants to act elegant by his voice. His voice is very elegant. It's too elegant. And I'm just making fun of his voice, not him. But he speaks so well, so prepared, until he's thrown a curveball question. Like, how many cars are you producing a week? And then he loses his elegance, which is a shame, because I thought that was a natural thing. But apparently it's from a lot of preparation. And when he speaks really well. Dr. Zorro, MD, isn't that redundant? When Lucid hits $50 of shares, I promise to buy a Sapphire. That would be nice. Can you buy me one too? Yeah. All right. So we're reaching almost 30 minutes on a video that was only 9 minutes long. So we're going to get ready to call it. Here in the United States, we are celebrating Labor Day. That is Workers' Day. So that is what we are doing. So I don't expect any production this weekend because most of these places are going to be closed. But I want to thank everyone for being here. You guys got any questions, throw them out real quick. Our next live stream is next week. We're going to have one for Nicola, maybe one for Lucid. I'm exiting the town. My work release is over. I have to go back to prison for about a week and a half. So I may not be able to do a live stream for a little bit of time. So try and get one in for Nicola. I don't think it's going to happen for Lucid. You know, when the sheriff comes calling, you gotta go. But we will be having fast charging with B&B, which is Brian and Bear. Brian for My Tesla Weekend. That will be on Tuesday at 4 p.m. And we will see about the rest of the week. We'll still get some flyovers in, don't worry. We always find a way. So I want to thank everyone for being here. It's a pleasure. Have a happy Saturday. Have a good weekend. If you're in the States and you're getting a 3-day weekend, enjoy it. Cook me a burger. Eat it for me. Do not send it to me. But I want to thank everyone for being here and say bye-bye. Bye-bye.